Wonderful start to our day. Rise and shine, my friends. I'm first warning meteorologist Eric Burris. This is Coffee Talk. We're going to get together, chat about what's going on in the world of weather. Home with the little one, actually, and I forgot my sugar. Home with the little one, he decided he wasn't feeling well today. I don't think he decided it, but it was decided for him. Yeah, woke up and had a little fever. So anyway, hanging with the little guy this morning, and then mommy will trade out with me in just a little bit, but we're still here. We're still doing Coffee Talk, but I may have to jump into dad duty, and actually, in about 2 seconds, I'm going to run over and I'm going to grab my thermos of coffee because, it is very much a Monday-seeming Tuesday. Here's a look outside on this August the 23rd. A shot of I-4, not looking too bad. Excuse me. Grabbing my coffee. Gigi! All right, so I-4 not looking too bad out there this morning. It is a lovely start to the day across Central Florida. It's going to continue to be a lovely setup over the next few hours, though we do have big rains in the forecast. Temperatures out the door. We're cycling them, of course, on the bottom of your screen. We're in the upper 70s. We're in the lower 80s. Just depends on, of course, where you are. Forecast high temperature today is going to get nice and toasty right before those, of course, big showers and thunder showers fire up. Let's look at first warning live Doppler radar. We're looking good. Some rains off the shoreline. That's where they'll stay. Today, of course, big day because it is the Florida primary. So as you make plans for today, make sure to get out and vote. Conditions this morning looking just wonderful. We're going to stay wonderful through the next few hours. Notice around lunchtime, though, we will have a few popcorn showers getting going, and then, of course, we'll start to get into some thunderstorms later on. We're going with a 60 to even 70% coverage of seeing rainfall today, so plan accordingly, my friends. It's going to be an active afternoon. If you're heading out to the polls, just make sure to have the umbrella if you're out later today, because it is going to be an active one. Connie, Nikki, good morning to you all. Debbie, Jennifer, good morning, good morning. Margaret, good morning. By the way, I'm in my dining room. That way Alexander can watch his Mickey Mouse Funhouse, Clubhouse, whatever it is. My office is a little more sequestered, and so want to make sure that we're running double duty here. So the beauty of Coffee Talk is the beauty of it goes anywhere my MacBook goes. So here we are. Kimberly, good morning to you. Becky, good morning to you. Will rain today cool it down? Yes, you just have to get to the rain, right? Until that happens, it's going to be toasty. It's going to be really toasty. Maria, good morning to you. You see Mickey? Tried waking my daughter up for school, but they're off today. Oh, that's funny. Well, yeah, that's one of the things that's funny. It's one of the things that Jeannie was mentioning is that there are some schools that are off. So, yeah. Not bad, right? Depends on where you are, if you have to go to school or not. Jeannie had to work on some sub plans for today because I'm doing the noon and 4, and I just can't get out of it today. Victoria, good morning to you. David, good morning. Good morning. Rosebud, good morning. Oh, Gary Lezak texted me. Hold on a second. On, and I'll get you info after Coffee Talk. He's trying to get tropical information. All right. I feel like Lake Nona never gets rain. When I lived in Waterford, it always rained, Maria says. Just a light show, but no rain. Well, it depends on predominant winds and all that stuff. So let's look and see what we're after today, okay? First off, temperatures across town. Average high has dropped to 91. We'll do 94 before the showers and storms get going. 93 today in the villages. About 90, 91 from Palm Coast to Daytona Beach to New Smyrna Beach. But here's Futurecast, and let's just go through these next few hours. Still quiet through lunchtime, though notice when I see on West 2 News at noon, we're going to have a few popcorn showers around the I-4 corridor. There's 2 o'clock. Showers kind of morphing into thunder showers. We're going to have some heavier stuff around. And then look at how 4 p.m. widespread storms. 5, 6 o'clock, kind of north and west widespread storms. That continues through 8 o'clock. There's going to be some soaking rains through 8 o'clock. So yes, it's going to be a wet one. It's going to be a stormy one. late in the day, same as we saw yesterday, late in the day, showers and thunder showers around. So it makes sense as you make your plans today heading to the polls, just be ready for those showers and those thunder showers late in the day. All right, Maria. Feel like, oh, I already read that comment. I apologize. Frankie, good morning to you. Oh, Dad's in the room. Yeah, I texted him this morning to let him know I was kind of trapped in dad mode. He never got back to me. Have to get back to him. Arnett says, nice shirt. Thank you very much, my dear. I have to, this is not for TV. Plans changed, and I have not yet ironed my shirt for work. So, yes, here we are. Stephanie says, you were very correct about that severe lightning starting at 6 yesterday. We went to take my son out to play, having not heard any thunder or seen any lightning. The storm was still way off in the distance, and shortly after we got outside, strike was nearby. We went running inside. I'm sorry. Yeah, better to be safe than sorry, right? Anna says, hot dog, hot diggity dog. Oh, my gosh. Like, I'm a Disney guy and everything, but it's just so in your mind, right? And if you don't know the hot dog, hot diggity dog reference, it's talking about the Disney show that I have on TV. Eric says, good morning. It's Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. Son must be watching. Yes, Gigi. Yes. What are you playing with? He's over at his little table playing. Got no rain yesterday around my home. I got a little bit of rain at my house, but not much. Yeah. Oh, well. All right. I have a tablecloth just like your shirt, Rosebud says. Yeah, that's everybody makes fun of me. I like this shirt. I have one in like, this is like a pinkish hue. I've got another one in like a red hue. I don't know. I like it. Everybody makes fun of me, but I like it. Oh, well. All right. So what do the rain chances look like today? I would say if you're in Brevard County, you've got the lowest coverage of showers and storms. But once you get into the metro and off to the west, that's where we see more and more of those showers and storms firing up. So that's kind of the overall coverage for the day today. So if you're heading out to the theme parks, for example, SeaWorld, of course, great place. Oh my gosh, I wish I was out there playing today. Watching those showers and storms building through the afternoon. Lunchtime, early afternoon stuff is fine. But yeah, just keep that in mind. What if you're heading to the water parks? Kind of wish that I was doing that too. Scattered rains later in the day. So, you know, if I were to go out to a water park, you want it to be warm, right? So like late morning, get out there, enjoy. Those temperatures are going to be in the mid and upper 80s. They'll continue through the 90s. And then we're going to get into those showers and storms through the early afternoon. What is he singing over there? That little goober. Any questions, comments, concerns, anything? You know, the good news, though, is that over the next couple of days, if you're not a fan of heat, we've got you covered because the rain chances are going up in dramatic fashion. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Rain chances over the next couple of days look like this. Today, all said and done, especially in our western areas, it's going to be high. For the metro, it's 60%, but out west, it's like 70, 80%. Tomorrow, the metro goes 70%. Thursday, Friday, even Saturday, the metro goes 80%. If you follow the long-range forecasting, by the way, this absolutely fits into that long-range forecast. This absolutely fits into our hurricane season forecast. Glad it's not a hurricane, but it fits in, and we're going to talk about that when we get to the tropics here in just a couple of minutes' time. Jennifer says, I'm a bluey gal. Listen, I turned this on thinking that it was bluey. Frank says, yay, so I'm making the drive today. I get to deal with rain on the way home again. Oh, that rainy season, that pesky... What are you doing, Bubba? It's not nice? Oh, it's nice, okay. Y'all hear that? Oh, is that O'Toodles? Do you hear that, or is it just me? He's like, oh, all right. I really like this graphic with the rain chances across the area. Thank you, Carolyn. Appreciate it. All right, getting caught up here. Oh, yeah, right in between 60, 70% coverage. Well, and then over the next couple of days, it's like 80%. Gigi, no hitting, okay? Just no hitting, okay? When is it going to get cold, Kelly says. Well, fall is like around the corner, but October, we usually get like that first taste. But listen, for what it's worth, Alexander, no hitting, buddy. You can tell that there's only one kid here because that hit doesn't involve somebody crying right afterward. Hey, buddy, no hits. So notice the average high has dropped to 91. I know that doesn't seem like much, but the peak heat season for us is 92. That's a big deal. We've dropped out of peak heat. Now we're starting that downward travel. Over these next few months, we're going to get little by little by little lower and lower and lower. Gene says we can't hear the banging. He's just taking a toy and he's like playing with it, and then he's hitting it. He's playing with it, he's hitting with it. So anyway, it's O to be 2 again, right? He's playing, Dad. I know, Susie. I know. LOL, he gets right back to it. Oh, I know. He's kind of like, but he's not hurting anything. He's just like playing with it, anyway. All right. So that all said, rain chances are going to be going up. These temperatures are going to be going down these next few days. So there is this like trade-off that we've got going on. Notice today, obviously we know we're in the mid-90s, but with the rain chances higher, it gets the clouds moving in earlier, the storms moving in earlier, and thus, looking ahead to this weekend, while we do have a very wet forecast, the overall temperatures do start to go down. Kind of little bit by little bit by little bit, okay? So that's kind of where we're at. What's going on? What's the overall weather pattern for us, okay? So we're into a stormy pattern right now. Lots of moisture in place. Look what happens over the next couple of days, though. There's a front and a storm system up to our north kind of continuing to drive moisture. It's kind of interesting. Basically, you see that area of low pressure to our north and west up around Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama? So areas of low pressure rotate counterclockwise, okay? So what that's doing is it's picking up this southwest flow atmospherically that's helping to drive more moisture. That is a terrible drawing, but bear with me. That low, though, is helping to pick up this southwest wind. Yeah. And it's helping to drive up the rain chances across central Florida. So what you're noticing is that, especially Thursday into Friday, we are really picking up those rain chances across town. And when we look at this is called the QPF, the Quantitative Precipitation Forecast. What? Super nerd term for how much rain are we expecting over the next 7 days. You can see we're widespread 4 to 5 inches. This is not a model. This is a forecast product that the National Weather Service puts up. But there's a lot of rain. So especially late this week through to the weekend, we are talking about big rains across central Florida. So let's just take a look at some of the models and kind of gear into how much rain we could be talking. That's, again, QPF that takes everything into place. Let me do that. Finding graphics. Okay, so here is our Futurecast model. All right, and let's just roll through and see what it's saying. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. All right, so through Friday, you can see some of those areas in the oranges and even like the goldenrods. I mean, the orange is 3 to 5 inches. The deeper orange is 5 to 8. And there's even, I see like one spot of red that's talking 8 to 12. Now, don't take that to the bank as being kosher because it's a model. But notice it's saying through Friday morning, as in like just a couple of days from now, there's the chance to see scattered areas running in some spots 3 to 5 inches, perhaps even higher, isolated. So that does get into flooding. That's Futurecast. Let's take a look at, this is the GFS computer model product, and let's roll through time on that. Yeah, I mean, you can see on it's a lower resolution grid, but it's showing yellows and oranges. So 2 to 3 with isolated spots, 3 to 5. Let's look at the European model. European model is going more along the lines of just light stuff, but actually they're both starting on Friday, so I need to tweak that. So ignore those. But I think that, the idea is isolated 3 to 5, 4 to 5, definitely a possibility here over these next couple of days. All right? No wonder you say QPF. Yeah, oh yeah, you don't say quantitative precipitation forecast, you say QPF. Yeah, exactly. It's, sounds like Debbie's talk nerdy. Yeah, I know. Saturday rain, hubby wanted to take the kiddo to the water park. So here's a look at the 7-day forecast. You be the judge. You be the judge. Saturday, 80% coverage. Yeah, now I will say that based on this, first look based on this, you have to worry about Artemis, right? Because Monday is Artemis. But the good news is, even with a deep tropical air mass over us, we should hopefully be okay in the morning, right? Like, there's a lot of moisture over us now, and we're still pretty good in the morning. So the hope is that for Artemis, and this is a first call. This is not a detailed forecast, okay? This is just a first call. But based on what I was looking at yesterday, okay, the first call on the Artemis 1 launch is looking good. We'll have to tweak this based on new model data as we get closer, but for right now, the SLS and Artemis 1, hopefully, knock on wood, is looking good. Now, there are backup opportunities, and also the SLS launch window is a 2-hour window. They're targeting 8:33 in the morning. There's a 2-hour window, okay? I personally, I don't know, and I need to find this out, how long, if they do like a count, what's the reset point? But there are 3 launch opportunities. So if it's not Monday, I believe it's Tuesday. And then if it's not Tuesday, I believe it goes to Labor Day. If it goes to Labor Day, I'm still covering that dang gum launch. I'm working anyway. So, yeah, I'm working night side, I think, Labor Day. I know. How's it going to be for Labor Day weekend? Well, we do need to start talking tropics in a little bit. How old is little Alexander? He's 2. He just got riled up because mommy got back, and I think that she's making him pancakes, which the boy, he's like a dog. When you put food in a bowl, the dog goes wild. Same idea. Yeah. Phyllis, golfing, 3 o'clock, Halifax Plantation. Oh, take me with you. I'm doing the 4 o'clock news today, so I can't go, even if you did invite me, which you didn't. But let's take a look. You said 3:34, so, you can see there are some storms in the vicinity, right? It's not looking perfect for you. Ugh. Eventually it moves inland, but yeah, maybe a bit of a rocky road there. All right, let's talk tropics. There are 2 areas that we're watching. First off, this is Invest 90. Tiny little thing of clouds, isn't it? It's cute, not much. On the right-hand side there, those are the Cabo Verde Islands, so you're literally in the central Atlantic, okay? Nothing going on here whatsoever, really and truly. All right? The Hurricane Center, as of their 8 o'clock tropical weather outlook, dropped the development chances on this down to 0% in 2 days' time and 10% in 5 days' time. Not much to track there. It's still working out our direction, still moving, and will continue to be monitored by us. We'll be watching it, but not much there. All right? Not much there. After that, oh, hold on a second. Kellyanne changed. Let me just refresh this. Kellyanne. Okay. All right. So, yeah. Not expecting much out of this one. I do think that tropical moisture does eventually work off to the west, and we'll look at the models here in a minute. All right, then there's another one. Let's come over to the coast of Africa. Okay, you see that puppy? Heading toward Monrovia. Yeah, that's a big monsoonal trough, and that big monsoonal trough makes its way to the ocean. Over the next couple of days' time, I wouldn't be surprised if that puppy tries to do something. Slow development possible, 0% chance over the next 2 days' time of development, but a 20% chance over the next 5 days' time. So this is just behind Invest 90, okay? Remember, once it gets off the coast of Africa, it needs to develop its sea legs. It usually takes like a day or two for it to kind of get accustomed to that moisture, start feeding off of the ocean, and thus start to develop, start to undergo tropical cyclone genesis. So something to watch, no big deal, but there are for now 2 areas that we're watching. All right? That's where we're at. I heard a terrible 2 no a minute ago. Oh, yeah. Yeah. What do you call it with Eric when he's almost 4.5 and he says no? Is that a 4? What do you... Because it's like a terrible 2, a 3-nager, and then a 4. What do you call a 4? I don't
know.
Forceful 4?
No. He's just very much like his birthday shirt. Roar, I'm 4.
Yeah, roar, I'm 4. Yeah. The boy is a forceful boy. He's a forceful boy. Yeah. All right, so that's what we're looking at in the tropics. Let's take a moment here. Give me 2 seconds to reset things around. Let's look at the models for the tropics. This is yesterday. Ignore that. I just haven't done anything with it since. Because Alexander surprised us this morning, didn't exactly go through my normal morning routine. All right, so here is... Full disclosure, I haven't seen this yet, so we're going to look at this together. The 6Z run of the GFS. All right, rolling through. First thing I want you to notice is out there over the Bahamas, you see that blue? That blue is a little piece of tropical moisture. It's not developing into anything, but I point it out because it is exactly where and when it should be, right? Let's take a moment and go back to our long-range forecast. This long-range forecast issued March the 1st. And let's just go to the month of August. 24th, 25th, watching the Mid-Atlantic. 26, 27, 28, watching Florida. Now, we know that these pieces don't seemingly want to develop tropically, but these are kind of areas that we're watching. So 24th, 25th, watching the Mid-Atlantic. And then 26, 27, 28, watching Florida. Let's just go to the national view for a minute. And, oh, what's that in the Mid-Atlantic? Maybe we're running a day early, but there's a storm system out that way. Exactly where and when it should be. Again, doesn't seem to be developing tropically. And what's interesting is this is playing out identical to how the BSR said that it should. Where you've kind of got this trough of low pressure, that storm system meandering across the Mid-Atlantic, and then an area of low pressure kind of getting drug over Florida, which is exactly why, looking at our 7-day forecast, if you look at the rain chances, 60, 70, 80%. It may not be tropical in nature, but don't tell me we don't have tropical moisture moving into our area. 80% chance of rain Thursday, Friday, Saturday. In the words of the great Ollie Williams, it's gon' rain, right? Tropical moisture coming in exactly where and when the long-range forecast had predicted it. So anyway, so there's that. Let's roll through and continue through on the GFS, shall we? Model not really wanting to do anything with Invest 90. Maybe 91 tries to get its act together. Right? Here we are. This is Monday, August 29th. You can see what would become 91 out in the central Atlantic, kind of getting feistier. Maybe some stuff further to the north. See, this is where it gets wild, right? Like, remember, the GFS just loves seemingly to develop stuff. So let's look. We've got the Bermuda High, maybe shifted a little further off toward the east. You've got, count it from north to south, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like 6 areas of low pressure. Obviously not all going to be tropical, but the GFS is going a little bonkers in terms of overall moisture, right? All right, let's keep going. Something in the Caribbean / around Cuba, September 2nd. That could be the Colin part of the pattern. 384, 348, 354. Then there's something, you see that in the Bahamas? 372, 384. You see that? Let me zoom in a little bit closer. You see that little blue there in the Bahamas? That September 8th would fit into the pattern if we look back to the September calendar. September 9th, 10th, 11th, I've got a feature around the northeastern United States. And again, this was issued March 1st. So that little piece of energy, 9th, 10th, 11th, northeastern United States, look back at the model, that's September 8th. Theoretically, that's the piece of energy that loops back up toward the United States northeast. We'll watch and see how that plays out. All right, so that's the end of the GFS. Let's cycle back around. Let's look at the European. All right. Let's just roll through. There's that tropical moisture around Florida late this week. Remember the 6Z, which is the most recent run, only goes out 90 hours. So I have to switch at this point. I have to go out to the 0Z. And we can roll through time. We can roll through time. We can roll through time. There's some tropical moisture in the Caribbean, some tropical moisture east of us. That is our 240. Let me switch over to the control on the ensemble, and that can kind of give us a peek in further out. All right. There's September 6th. It's trying to show something pretty close. You see that there up toward the Carolinas? I don't know that I buy that. If we go back from the 0Z to the 18Z, it's not even there. So I don't know that I buy that exactly. All right, ensembles. You know we love looking at ensembles. Let me get this turned around. What is an ensemble model? So think of it as you go into an ice cream shop and you're just getting all the flavors all at once. That's what you're looking at, is 50 different versions of the GFS. All right, so let's just roll through here. Through this weekend, ensemble member, a couple of them are trying to do something down around the Caribbean. Nothing wild. Kind of see a couple of ensemble members in our area. Now, this is where it gets active, right? So September 4th, 5th, 6th, you're seeing a lot of ensemble members from about the Florida Panhandle through the peninsula and out east. Most of the ensemble members keeping whatever there is out east. So that would tell me that that's initializing in on that northeastern United States part of the weather pattern that we were looking at. There are some ensemble members in our area and then back over to the Caribbean and the Gulf of Mexico, but there's that. All right, let's switch over and look at the European ensemble. All right. Let me scroll this down so that you can see. This is the 0Z, which is the most recent ensemble run we have. A couple little somethings around the end of August. You can kind of see there's some ensemble members that are wanting something in the Gulf, but then once we get into September, there's a bunch of those ensemble members out east of us, right? So the vast majority of everything says early September, something's recurving and staying out to sea. That does fit our LRC forecast cycle that we have talked about, being that the first part of September focuses on the Northeast. And then around the 21st, 22nd, we'll have to watch for Florida. Now, I haven't looked at the BSR yet. We're just outside of that range, but I can tell you these next couple of days I'm going to be watching the BSR to see how that 21st, 22nd, that last version of the Floreaster, how that recycles. And then, friends, once we get into October and November, it's all BSR because it is setting up that new LRC cycle. Can you believe it? It's already that time of year. So yeah, lots to track, lots to watch. Oh yeah. Let's see here. We said horrible 4 when our kids were acting up, Amy says. Oh, that's funny. Ferocious 4. Kinder than some online references. Oh, yeah. Tiffany says those NICU babies are mostly sweet, but definitely strong-willed. You'll never have to worry about him being pushed around. Yeah, I think, Jeannie, we figured that one out pretty quick, right? Oh, yeah, he's a fighter because he had to be. Tiffany, the NICU advocate. Always appreciate it. Rita, I did just quote the great Ollie Williams. Let's see here. Be so glad you're not in Dallas. It's true. What a day, Brian says. going from Talk Nerdy to Me to 50 Shades of Ensembles. I'm like a Regal Cinema, baby, but this puppy ain't going bankrupt. Gotta get my morning going. We'll miss Coffee Talk tomorrow. Oh, good. Hope all is good, Debbie. Hope all is good. Flying in next week for vacation, so you're saying need a poncho? I would just say that over the next few days, definitely going to need a poncho. Yeah, 60, 70, 80% coverage of rain. It's going to be wet. Yeah, but this is a part of the pattern that we had been tracking for months and months and months. We issued our tropical season forecast March 1st, March, April, May, June, July, August, 5 months, 23 days ago. That's wild. The way this science works is absolutely, absolutely wild. Yeah, all right. Bruce says, lots going on, but I like the slow storm season. Yeah, it's really remarkable. Phil Klotzbach tweeted something, and it's so impressive. Phil says, and I've got all the data here, for the first time since 1982, the Atlantic has no named storms between July 3rd and August 22nd. What? 40 years? This is the quietest stretch in these days for 40 years. What? I also love his tweet he posted. Forecasting weather and climate has a way of keeping you humble. Yes, it does. Y'all got it wrong. This is forecasting the future, for goodness sake. It's not an easy thing. Otherwise, everybody would do it. Ay, ay, ay. So that's where we're at. That's wild. Lorelei, excuse me. I'm in Sanford and need to seal my patio pavers. Will next week be drier? It's going to start to trend drier mid to late week, but it's the wrong. Like, if you can wait for the dry season, wait for the dry season. You know? That's all. That's all. All right? Any other questions, comments, concerns? Anything? It's probably for the best that I'm here because I have to be into the office a little earlier than normal today, so I was just a baby, Jennifer says. It was before I was born. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. We're in Florida. Rain this afternoon, yeah. Why has it been so quiet weather-wise? Well, I mean, one could say, and that's just what I say, like, the LRC was super quiet in October and November, which told us that there wasn't much atmospherically. What's going to be interesting, and this, Jeremy Nelson and I were chatting about this yesterday, looking at October and November of this year, going in and establishing our next long-range cycle, if you will, watch things explode, right? Then we'll know, obviously, next hurricane season will be more active, right? We knew October and November being so quiet last year that going into the recycle for this year, it was going to be quiet. So we'll see what this October and November yield. We'll be using the BSR and giving you all the data. Nobody else talks long range like we do here on Coffee Talk. So it's kind of a neat thing. And no, it's not all perfect. I've never told you that it's perfect. As Phil says, forecasting the weather and climate keeps you humble. Super great. Yeah. Super true. But it's really remarkable when you just look at the numbers. You know, like, for example, for today, and I haven't had the chance to make the graphic. Our ACE for today still sits at 2.8, which is accumulated cyclonic energy, tropical storms, hurricanes, all of these named storms, they generate ACE based on their size, strength, and duration, right? So we've generated 2.8 ACE points. Average 30 years through today is 22.3. 2.8, average is 22.3. Whoa, we are unbelievably quiet. Unbelievably quiet. When you look at named storm days, we've had 3.25 days this year with a named storm. The average through today is 17.1. What? That's crazy. We've had 3 named storms. The average through today is 5.2 named storms. Super, super, super quiet season so far. Yes, we're getting into the peak, but what a slow start. What an interesting thing. What an interesting thing. All right? All right, listen. Be the sunshine in someone else's day. Thank you so much for hanging out for Coffee Talk this morning. I'm doing the noon. I'm doing the 4. And in a couple of minutes, I'll be doing some ironing to get my shirt ready. I will be chatting with you on the noon and 4 broadcast. And we are going to do a 3:30 afternoon Facebook Live today. We are going to be doing that to chat. All right? Be the sunshine in someone else's day. Thank you so much for hanging out for Coffee Talk. I'll see you in just a little bit on West 2 News at noon. Bye, y'all. Say bye, Alexander. No?
Bye-bye.
Say bye-bye.
Bye, coffee.
Bye, coffee. He says no. All right.